Welcome back to Conversations with
Chris
and Crystal. Today we're talking about contractors. So we're conversations about contractors, C and C. Something I'd rather not do. Our shower pan in our shower decided to leak, and they did come over and prove that we had no pipe leaks, but we had this water leak, and it was coming in from the bathroom underneath our dishwasher. There was water coming in, and it has made a mess with some of my tile work too. Not as badly as it didn't flood or anything like that, but it was definitely causing a problem. And so we were forced to redo the entire shower. We have to take everything out, waterproof it, all that kind of fun stuff. And so I went out looking for tiles, shopping for tiles. I have never redone a shower before. I've been in real estate for 20 years. I've seen a lot of showers, never liked any of them, didn't matter to me. But I had kind of a vision of what I wanted, but it's so 80s. And they don't have that stuff anymore.
And it's annoying because I'll be looking at, online, dreaming about someday getting a nice house instead of the cardboard box I'm living in. And everything is newly remodeled. And I think, oh, great. It's going to either be, number one, the sterile hospital white kitchen.
Oh, everybody loves that white kitchen.
Or
I think they still do.
Everything's black and gloomy, or gray and gloomy. Or they'll put dark blue everywhere. And I'm just like...
Gray is the new beige. And there's a house down the street here. And I remember when they were showing that. And they had pictures of it on the MLS. And it was all gray. Different shades of gray. But gray.
50 shades of gray.
Oh, my goodness. It was so terrible. And the outside was gray and the inside was gray. And I don't know. I don't know.
And you know what? I don't care what they say if it's so 80s, but golden oak, gold fixtures and things, all that stuff is beautiful.
It really is. It really is. And, the one thing, we have an older home, hence why we have a problem with the shower pan. And it was built in 79, and the reason we did that is because we couldn't handle, especially in Arizona, there's so much new construction, everything is vanilla.
Oh, not only that, but the quality is not the same.
It's terrible.
I mean,
it's terrible.
Think about that. Her house being built in 1979, it's almost 50 years old.
Yeah.
And this is the first big problem she's had.
Yeah, it is. We haven't really had any other problems. And so it's, they just last longer, they do better. But what we like about it is the architecture, the character, the colors. Whoever remodeled this house, because they did a quick, fast, down and hurry, retiled the whole place, spray painted the kitchen cabinets. Interestingly enough, it's a shade of pink. Very, very, very light pink.
Yeah.
And it was so cute because I needed a new breadboard, and my contractor at the time, or my handyman, said, well, I'll make you a breadboard. Oh, it's white, isn't it? And I said, no, it's not white. And sure enough, he painted it white, and it does not match because it's pink, people. It's pink. But anyway, it's sort of a mauve. We don't even have anything in here where you can see it.
Well, yeah, it's kind of
It's a very light mauve kind of color.
Yeah. Kind of
and the cabinets are a little lighter.
Just lighter than flesh tone. In fact, it's almost like the color I am.
Yeah, it's a flesh tone. Yeah.
Because I'm pale. And
my blush. Yeah. My blush, yes. Anyway, so our house blushes. And but it felt like a kind of a cabin getaway because of the way that they had decorated. It's not normally what you would find in a house. And I liked it. It was kind of cool. It was very rugged. The tiles in the bathrooms are very rustic looking, and I liked that. I thought that was cool. I'm starting to take after my mother because she always wanted to be different than anybody else.
Oh.
And I always said, no, I want to be like everybody else. I'm growing into myself. I always like to say I'm the best parts of her. But yeah, I'm starting to get that way too, that I want things to be different.
Yeah, I mean, why would you want to be like everybody else?
Yeah.
You don't stand out
that's
that
it.
way.
Yeah, right. That's exactly it.
The one who only wears yellow says.
Yeah, and you hang out with the one who only wears yellow. What are you going to do? Anyway, so we're putting this shower together, and all of a sudden one of my contractors is like in this huge rush. I'm sure he has all these jobs and all these things that he's trying to do. I get it. But don't push me. And so they pushed me. I went to 3 different tile stores, and I had found some tile that apparently you can't put in a shower. It's probably a floor tile, very rustic looking. It almost looked like flagstone.
Oh, nice.
Is that flagstone? Yeah, and a flat, and just really cool. And I brought it to those stores, and I asked people, I'd like something like this, and they go, we don't have that. We don't do that. We don't have that. And so everything I liked, they didn't have. And
I mean, I get that they have to, they have to cater to
What
the
sells.
most popular
Yeah.
stuff. But come on, can't you have a little variety?
yeah, can't you have a little something in there? But anyway, I ended up, the tile guy finally sent me to his representative at a store that I had worked with before in the past with being in commercial real estate. And I went over there. She's a very nice lady, helped us pick out tile, helped us pick out the band, what the band will look like around. It's a band
Around the top?
Yeah, around the top, and then in the niches or the niches, whichever one you want to call it, the insets where you put your stuff, and so anyway, we picked, we went and got the tiles. We came with the samples, and we picked it out, and I sent it to her, and which ones we wanted, to order. And he is like, well, what's the ETA on that? And I said, well, I don't know. She didn't say. Well, call her and find out and let me know. I'm like, these guys need to have somebody like us to coordinate this stuff. It shouldn't have to be your client that's coordinating this, because in his case too, it's a timing issue. I don't understand his timing. Now his assistant would. They would know he's doing this job and this job and this job and this job, and he needs to, keep coordinating through there, because he sends a crew to do different things. And they did the build up on the shower, which absolutely stinks to high heaven. I'm very, very sensitive.
Yeah, within 30
She just went in
seconds you
there.
start to get a headache. Yeah.
Immediately, I walk through there and I've got a headache. It's really nauseating. They did not warn me about that, and I'm hypersensitive. So, in fact, Jeff even said, are you going to do laundry today? And I said, no, because I'm not going near that bathroom. I can't. I can't go near it. I'll be sick. And so it's starting to get a little bit better. Not much.
She's got a fan on in there to kind of
try to
blow it out.
circulate and oh my goodness, or dry it up. Oh my goodness. So anyway, so I'm stuck with that for a few days, because now, this is Saturday. So Friday, the gal told me she would get me the pricing and the ETA at the end of the day. She didn't. So here I sit, and I told him that. I texted him and told him that, because it's not going to happen till Monday now. And then they have to order it. And he said, and he's looking at me, he goes, it takes 3 or 4 days to get it. And it's like, and this is my problem. How? And then when we were looking at the niches, the insets, they've molded those in now. They're not big enough for all the stuff I put in the bathroom. They're not. It's not going to be enough room for me. So I was looking at it, and I said to him, we were looking at it, because he said, well, where do you want them? And, this kind of thing. And I said, I said, I think this is going to have to be his shower, and I'll stay in the other one. And he said, you're not going to use your new shower? And I said, I don't like it. I said, there's no room for my stuff. And that's fine, And I called Jeff and told him, and Jeff was like, that's fine. He's happy to have a bathroom to himself, or a shower to himself, because he's very picky. And so that's great. And we're also putting in a seat for him, and we're putting in grab bars for him. And it's going to have black accessories. It's a matte black. They're really cool. Next to this gray,
what do you mean?
well, the shower head.
Oh, the shower
handle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I was
the
like,
grab bars.
What
yeah,
accessories?
Everything's going to be still accessorizing. Yes, and then I started thinking about it, and I realized I can change the handles on the vanity to black, matte black.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I can change the towel bars to matte black. I can get a matte black light fixture.
Oh.
Yeah, I looked them all up. In fact, it's really cool. This one has bubbles in it. It has bubbles. It's supposed to be a spa effect. Yeah, like Jeff's going to notice. But anyway, so they have that, and then I was thinking too of the towel, the toilet paper holder in black.
Oh wow!
I also have a ring towel holder. Get that in black. And the toilet seat in black. Yeah, I can get a black. In fact, I just ordered a wooden one. I thought I'll just send it back and get the black one, because they have black too. And let's see, what else? What else? I thought of some other stuff. But yeah, just change out all those little pieces and the whole thing will coordinate
Yeah.
and be fine. And
Fine for Jeff.
fine for Jeff. It's great for him because also it isn't what I wanted.
Yeah.
And
couldn't
I
get
was
the
being,
tile you wanted,
yeah, and
and-
I was being pushed. You
Yeah.
know, you got to get it now. You got to get it. And it's like, well, you know, I've never decorated a bathroom before. I mean, well, I did, but I've never tiled a
Yeah.
bathroom before, made a shower, never redone that. And so I have no clue other than what I have seen in the past. And obviously the past is the past. It no longer exists. We're into the grays now. And yeah, so I did get gray. I wanted it not too gray, more toward a light because it's a very small bathroom. It's a very small shower. It would get to be too much if it was too dark. I am going to have a light put in on the top because we don't have one in there. And that way I can, and I
Above the shower?
yeah.
Oh, that'll
Yeah,
be nice.
yeah.
Because then you can see what you're doing in there.
Yeah, you can see what you're doing in there. And what we've been doing is we have a clear shower curtain, and that has handled that. But I would like to. We're going to stay with shower curtain.
The black one now.
Yeah, it was so funny because Jeff said, I said, well, I said one of the quotes is $2,800 for a. It was a barn door rolling glass shower door, and he said, no, I'll go with the curtain. We can save $2,800. We weren't really prepared to do this.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't
You
like
never
we
are
had
when things
$10,000
come up
to
like
put this thing together. Yeah, and I'm already starting to go over budget because, you know, these guys are pushing, you know, and that in the past too, I was very young when I had 2 closets built and I had my room remodeled where I lived with my parents. It's a very large room. And the guys came and, well, one guy came and brought the carpet for the room, and it was huge. It was this big roll. It was really tall. And he just dropped it at the bottom of the stairs, and nobody could move it. I think we didn't move it for 3 weeks because the guys that were working on the room, then they got sick for a week and they didn't show up. And then when they finally did, I'm like, what are you guys doing? Oh, well, you know, so-and-so got sick. And it's like, and you can't call and let people know you're not coming?
Or get a substitute.
Right. And, you know, the guys now with this shower, I don't know why my schedule has to be their schedule, but I ended up having to miss something that I really wanted to do because on, let's see, it was Thursday at 2:20 in the afternoon, they texted me and said, we're going to be there tomorrow at 8:30 in the morning. And I said, well, I'm not going to be here. Well, then when are you going to be there? Because I was going to be gone the whole day. Mm-hmm. And so I said, fine, I'm going to change all my appointments just for you. And they were fine with that. It didn't matter.
Of course they
yeah,
were.
they didn't care. They didn't care.
They don't care.
And it really, working with contractors is really sucky.
Frustrating. And
Yeah, I'm fortunate. I have a middleman. I have a handyman who I think he's licensed to do bathrooms and kitchens, and he is a broker for other handymen and other contractors. So he brokers this out, and I think he charges $50 per thing, you know, for himself. And yeah, and he'll run over and take a look. If I have a problem, he'll run over and see, or he'll call the guy and say, hey, you know, she's got a problem with this, that, or the other thing. But yeah, it's really, really hard. Contractors are terrible. I mean, they're just not good communicators, and I think you need to hire somebody like her and I, or not together, but you know, one of us can do this, to coordinate everything that's happening for you in a way that's civil, because they're not civil. They look at me like I have 3 heads. Like, what is your problem?
Oh, and that whole way they handled that. Well, when are you going to be home?
I know,
Right.
I know. It's just crazy.
Never for you. How about that?
Yeah, I mean, not after that. I mean, they're just, the attitude is so bad. And unfortunately, you know, I had three estimates, and I did have one contractor. They were the ones with that expensive shower door, and they were a little higher than everybody else, but not much. I mean, you know, and just, you know, Christians, kind, nice. He sat here and listened to me just tell all my story about whatever I was talking about. And he was just very, very kind. And I told him that after I said, well, I'm going to go with somebody else because these guys are also going to be fixing our irrigation system. We have to redo the entire irrigation system. Hello. And so I said, you know, I'm just going to go with them so that we can continue this process. And he did come back to me, but I never read it. And he just was so sweet and so kind. And I really, They advertise on the Christian station, the Christian radio station. That's where Jeff found them. And yeah, I think they're doing bathrooms. I think they're licensed as well, bathrooms and kitchens. So
No, I
it
bet
might
you
be a
wish you'd
consideration.
used them. Huh?
I do, because I really I felt that there was some understanding there. I think these guys get, tunnel vision. This is what I do. I already, have you ever noticed when people are building houses and you look at the rooms with just all the 2x4s in there or whatever those things are, and you can't picture those rooms.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, this is supposed to be the living room. Are you kidding me? It's so small.
Yeah. And like the bathrooms, especially.
Yeah,
You're like,
yeah.
this isn't even a closet.
Yeah, what is this? Man, this isn't even a closet. Yeah. It's all, it's like Mr. Blandings builds his dream house and they're looking through it. And it is hard for you to picture in your mind, but the contractors see it already. They already see the end from the beginning. They already know what it's going to come out like. And they know that they've got the right pieces and parts and everything fits together. And yeah, so I don't know what they think they're going to do to make me happy, but I can hardly wait. Look forward to it. But yeah, I did. I was looking at it with him and I said, okay, well, Jeff can have this shower. And he said, you're not going to use your new shower? And I said, no, I don't like it. It doesn't work for me. It just doesn't. And as we were going along, and Jeff was so cute because after a while, every time I was talking to the guys, I was like, well, we can't do that. We can't do that. No, we can't have that. No, you can't. No, you got to do this or this.
Who? They
These
said that?
are the contractors telling me
they're
what to do.
telling-
Yeah, and so it got to the point Jeff said, "Oh, just figure it out. Just you do it," because he said I'm losing track. And that's the hard part is the constant. Oh, I want this, and they go, "No, you can't have that," and it doesn't work.
Yeah.
For
It's like
whatever reason.
I know. It's almost enough to make you say, well, forget about it. I don't want to do it.
I know. I felt like, we've got another shower. We're fine. We don't need a shower. But, and I did have to laugh. In our other bath, we had never used that shower in 20 years, and the guy before us never used it. So the faucets were in really bad shape. We had to have the valves replaced. And a friend of my husband's came over who does a lot of this work, and he replaced it. But he put the cold faucet on the hot and the other one. And, and I'm like, okay, I think we've got this wrong. And Jeff said, well, so what? So you just use them opposite. I said, I don't want to have to explain to somebody like my brother, if he comes to stay, that, by the way, we're idiots and we have the hot on the wrong handle. Okay, just so you know. When it's so easy just to switch them, just switch them. And Jeff said, well, who doesn't know that the hot is on the left and the cold is on the right? I said, apparently your friend doesn't know which one is which.
You would think it would bother him because of his
OCD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that would bug the heck out of me.
Yeah, and it's such a simple thing. So my handyman, it was so cute because he came over and he goes, I don't know what you're saying. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? And then finally he said, oh, you just need these switched. And I said, yeah. And he said, oh, I can do that. And he got a screwdriver out and switched them. Yeah, it was very, and then he tightened them up because they were loosening up. But yeah, it was really easy. And, Jeff said, I'm not touching it. I'm not gonna do it. So, so there's just, it's so nice to have, if you have somebody who can understand you. Yeah. These guys, these contractors, they come and go. They don't understand. They don't care. They don't care. They're very focused on what they're doing, and they don't care about what your problem is because this is what they're doing. This is what they're doing, and so that's it. So we wanted to kind of throw that out there. If you are working with contractors, more power to you. We love you.
Tell us your stories.
Yes, please tell us your story.
So we can commiserate together.
I don't think I've ever really had a good run-in with contractors ever. Even when I was in commercial real estate and commercial property management, I'm trying to remember because we had remodeling done in various suites and all that kind of stuff, and I don't remember that ever being easy.
Back when I worked in the legal field, I worked for the firm that represented most of the construction stuff that went on, and in fact, Tom Horn was our one of the named partners, and he wrote the book on construction law. And the one I remember specifically was when they were building a bridge. We represented like ADOT, and when they had a bridge built somewhere, the contractor did what they call a soffit fill, to build the bridge, which means they piled up this big pile of dirt and built the bridge over the dirt, and then they dug the dirt out from underneath.
There's a thought.
But I
Okay.
mean, that was like the largest soffit fill that anybody had ever attempted, and there were problems, and so there was a lot of stuff going on with that. So it doesn't matter how big or small your project is, there are always going to be problems.
Yeah, that is true. There's always something that doesn't come out quite right. There's something that doesn't work. There was wood back there in there that it was black when they pulled everything out
From mold?
I think so. And we dried it out, but I said I wanted it removed, and I didn't double check, so I have no idea if they actually moved it or not. And they were speaking Spanish, and I don't know Spanish, so I don't know what happened. I wouldn't put it past them to just say, yeah, okay,
She'll never
leave
know.
it. Yeah, she'll never know. Just leave it, because that's what they said. If you seal it, it's not going to smell or do anything like that. But it actually smells through into the kitchen cabinets. So I'm not so sure.
Besides which, I mean, it could rot or something.
I know. Well, one of them was splitting, and I said, "Well, this is splitting," and they're like, "Oh, that doesn't matter." But
Like it matters to me.
Yeah, again, yes, I know they're contractors, and they know what they can and cannot do. But you're the person living in the house, and you have certain feelings and thoughts in that direction, and they can't relate to that. They really can't. And so it's a tough one. It's a tough one. I do have one handyman who also specializes or has a license to do kitchens and baths, and except he moved up north. And so I called him when things were going on, and like, he's got time to run down here, right? Okay, he doesn't. But he's always been very, very nice, and I've had contractors tell me things, and I'm like, no, I don't think that's right. And I call him, and he's like, no, that's not right. You can do this. It's, he goes, I hate it when they do that. I think it was for when I had a leak underneath the sink, and it warped the board under there. And they said, oh, well, this board goes all the way back into your cabinets, and so we're going to have to redo the whole kitchen in order to fix this. And my handyman had fixed it at my other house. He cut out a piece and put in a piece, and sometimes you have to build a floor under it, but I believe this one already had the floor under it. But he said, if you need one, I'll build it. So he came and replaced the board that had gone bad and smelled. And he said, no, you don't need to redo the whole kitchen. He said, you just cut that piece out and stick another one in. And he did. He just came over and just real quickly just did that. And it is possible. Yeah, it is possible. So you have to find that handyman. I also have another one, but he's on the west side of town, so I don't see him very often. And he's always been, how can we save money? How can we do this cheaper?
Yeah, it's hard to find an honest person who wants to help you save money.
Yeah.
They all,
Yeah, they'll spend your money anyway, any day. They don't care.
Yeah, and their money.
Yeah, that's the hard part. Yeah, that's the hard part. And yeah, he always came up and he said, no, there's got to be a better way we can do this. And I'm like, really? How can you think that way? But yeah, he does. So,
With that being said,
yes, and as we always say, take care of yourself because nobody else will.
Especially not your contractor.
That's for sure.